The P word is keeping you poor, and I'll show you exactly how and why. Now, adult content and success might not seem related, but they're way more connected than you think. And I didn't realize it myself until I quit after 10 years of being trapped in the cycle. So stick with me, because once you actually see this, you're gonna understand how the P word is silently draining your motivation, your bank account, and your success. And I'll even give you a step-by-step process to finally break free. So tell me if this sounds even a little bit familiar. You sit down to do some deep work and to really focus. Now, it might be for your job, for your school, or for a project that you keep putting off. You're really ready to focus, but suddenly you're reaching for a snack, you're scrolling social media, or even worse, you watch the P word. And suddenly your day is gone. Or maybe you've had this happen. You get a great idea to start a business, to hit the gym, to make more money, to just be more successful. And you go hard for 2 days. You're motivated, you wake up early, and you grind. But on day 3, your energy is gone. The motivation you had before, nowhere to be found. And you're distracted, and your goals just collect dust, keeping you in the same spot that you were 6 months ago. And if that's you, I get it. I lived that cycle for a decade. And here's the thing. It's not your fault, but it's also not a coincidence. So here's the truth. The P word destroys your brain's ability to focus and stay motivated. And until you break that cycle, success is always gonna feel out of reach. You're never gonna be able to get there. And if you do, you're not gonna get to the level that you want. But if you stay with me, I'm gonna show you a simple way to rewire this. One that helped me and one that helps all of my clients finally stay consistent and finish what they start. Now, wouldn't that be helpful? So think of it like this. You're standing at the bottom of a mountain because you feel stress, loneliness, boredom, whatever your trigger is to go to the P word, or whatever that emotion is. And instead of climbing to the top of the mountain, like successful people do, and really grinding your way and just facing the hard things, your brain takes a shortcut, and it gets on a helicopter and it rides to the top with the P word. You get an instant high of dopamine, but then you crash all the way down. And not just to the bottom where you started, but even deeper than before. And now you're at the bottom, you're in a pit, you feel disgusting, you feel ashamed, you feel unmotivated, you feel completely drained, even brain fog sometimes. And when you're down there and you have that dopamine crash, how do normal tasks feel? How does it feel to do hard things like build a business or read or work out? It's nearly impossible. It's like showing a drug addict a pile of drugs and then telling them, hey, just ignore that and go read a book in the corner quietly. Just ignore that over here. They're not gonna do it. It's impossible. And neither will you. Not while your brain is trained on that instant spike of dopamine caused by adult content. So if you're wondering, why can't I stay consistent? Why can't I stay motivated? Why can't I find the success that I'm actually looking for? This is the reason. And the truth is, unless you fix this cycle, you can kiss your goals goodbye and you can say hello to mediocrity the rest of your life. But if you fix this, you'll finally be free and you'll be able to build the future that you're actually looking for. One of my clients proved this point exactly. He ran a business and he was profitable, okay? But he never reached the level that he wanted to. Why is that? Well, you see, the thing is, anytime he felt overwhelmed or maybe a little bit stressed out, instead of solving the problem, he folded. He went straight to adult content and he felt good for a moment. He had the temporary relief, but then he wasted the rest of the day. But here's what changed. We actually identified his trigger, which was overwhelm, which was the stress. And I did one simple trick. I swapped the habit. I asked him, what's something you enjoy doing that you could do for just 10 minutes instead? He said, hey, I have 2 dumbbells in my office. I can curl them. That's it, for 10 minutes. So you might be thinking, what does this have to do with quitting the P word? Why does this work? Because urges are like emotional waves. They peak and then they fade in about 10 minutes. So if you ride the wave, you win. And if you do it enough times, then the urges barely show up anymore. And the more you ride them, and the more you overcome them, and the more you don't give in to the P word, the weaker and weaker and weaker the urges actually get. It's kind of like surfing. At first, you step on the board and the waves knock you down. But the more you practice, the better you get at riding them. Until eventually, the ocean seems kind of calm. That's what happens to your urges. And once that happens, you're free. Can you see how this works? So if you find a trigger, and if you find your trigger, and you find a 10-minute replacement to ride that wave, that's how you can start to take back your focus and start winning in life again. Now, it's not going to be an overnight journey. This is going to be something that you need to work on. But in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, your discipline is going to be like never before, and you're actually going to start being able to move towards your goals, okay? And now listen, if information alone was enough, you would have quit years ago, right? But the truth is, you need a personal plan that fits in your life. That's what I help guys do every single day. So if you want me to map this out for you personally, click the link below. We're going to look at your situation and design your path to break free from adult content. So that way you can design your life that you want. You can finally succeed, you can grow, and you can build the life that you're looking for, all without adult content. Imagine how different your life would look like in 6 months if you weren't so distracted, if you didn't have all the brain fog, and if you didn't feel ashamed of yourself. Who wants to keep wasting another year to this cycle? Nobody. But if you do want to finally break free and you're serious about this, and you're serious this time, click the link below and you and me will speak personally. We'll have a root session call and we'll figure out this issue together.